Hi, my name is May. My pronouns are them and they. I'm gay and I have Tourette syndrome. If you don't know what Tourette syndrome is, it's a brain disorder or a neurological disorder that basically makes you make sounds and movements you can't control called tics. And when you're upset, you tick more. A lot of people don't realize that Tourette's is an iceberg, and I'll show this iceberg. Tics are just what you see, what you hear, what you may experience from a loved one with Tourette's or just a stranger passing by. What a lot of people don't know is most people with Tourette's have OCD and anger issues, with a whole host of other things. But I have anger issues and OCD. And they're not excuses for acting poorly towards others, but they do explain why it's so easy for me to act up like that. And I'm not ashamed of being disabled, but I am ashamed of how I can act. And knowing that I'm going to have more flippier moods, I'm responsible for alerting my loved ones when I'm having a hard time. I'm responsible for being the one to communicate my feelings. It's unfair to make people guess, and it's up to me to decide to use healthy coping skills instead of emotional vices. I think a lot of people with Tourette's relate to self-harm, not just self-harming tics, but growing up with Tourette's is fucking hard. A lot of people think that we're an oddity just because we're different. 60% of kids will have a tic at some point in their elementary school career, and heat makes tics worse. So if you've ever been a summer camp counselor, you may not notice, but you may notice if you have Tourette's and you have a tic radar that when you take your kids out in the sunshine, they get kind of twitchy. It's not just you all of a sudden. You're like, oh, my people. But back to anger issues. I have terrible issues with anger, and I say the most hurtful things, and I hate when I say things that are bad or have negative connotations or are damaging or harmful. I hate it when it's a tic, but I hate it even more when I said it on my own. And so I've been lashing out a lot recently. I owe many people an apology. And now comes the point where I know I'm big, but am I a big person? I explained to a kiddo in my life recently that being the bigger person doesn't mean that it's going to feel good every time. It doesn't mean that you're going to get what you want. It doesn't mean that you get the final say. It's kind of like leveling up your Pokemon. So when you're the bigger person, it levels you up for who you are. And it doesn't make your attacks better later, but it makes you stronger so that when you need to stand up for yourself, you can better. And I need to apologize because my Pokemon is not evolving. Why do we watch me? I don't know. Anyways, love you all. I'm gonna go edit this now. I'm at the doctor's. My doctor's always late. Gay watch. Love you. Bye.